Hey guys, it is the last day of May and we are in the final game of the Elite Eight. Actually, it's not the final game, it's the second game in the Elite Eight to see who will get to the Final Four. And it's going to be the Baltimore Orioles against the Baltimore Orioles. It is the Orioles of 1979, the number 3 seed, against the Orioles of 1969, the number 1 seed. And the caveat in this one is I got off early from work today. I've got a doctor's appointment later, so I've got some time to play. The problem was the conference room I usually use at work is being used, so I'm trying something different today. I'm playing outdoors on the top of the parking deck in the back of a RAV4, trying to protect the wind. I try to do it in the parking or on top of the parking deck itself, but the wind was too much. The breeze, I mean, when you're up 4 stories, the breeze can pick up a little bit. So we're giving it a go here in the back of a RAV4, and it is the 69 Orioles and the 79 Orioles to see who can get to the Final Four. And one of the oddities in this game is pitching for the 1969 Orioles will be Jim Palmer, and pitching for the 1979 Orioles will also be Jim Palmer. So we have Jim Palmer against Jim Palmer as the 69 Orioles take on the 79 Orioles for the right to go to the Final Four. And we'll meet the starting lineups first for the 79 Orioles. Leading off in center field is Al Bumry. Batting second at second base is Billy Smith. Batting third in right field is Ken Singleton. Hitting cleanup at first base is Eddie Murray. Batting fifth to DH Lee May. Hitting sixth in left field is John Lowenstein. Batting seventh to third baseman Doug DeCense. Hitting eighth and catching Rick Dempsey. Batting ninth and shortstop Mark Belanger. For the 69 Orioles, their lineup will look like this. Left fielder Don Buford will lead things off. Paul Blair will hit second and play center field. Frank Robinson is in right field hitting third. Boog Powell bats cleanup at first base. Brooks Robinson's the 5th place hitter. He will be at third base. Dave May, the DH, will bat in the 6th position. Batting 7th at second base, Davey Johnson. Batting 8th and catching Elrod Hendricks. And batting 9th, yes, that's Mark Belanger again. He's got double duty. He's playing shortstop for both teams as Jim Palmer is pitching for both teams. So it's the 69 Orioles and the 79 Orioles to see who makes it to the Final Four. And I'm going to have this problem probably because I'm outdoors with the cards blowing, but hopefully not. We'll see if we can't, see if I can use the D20 maybe to hold them in place when I'm not using the D20. So we'll see here. First of all, it's Al Bumry. I'm hoping this works, guys, because my usual conference room that I use after work or after I get off work is being used. So I'm having to improvise and play this outdoors in the back of the RV. Or RAV4, I should say, not RV. Back of my RAV4. Trying to keep the wind out of things. All right, here's Al Bumry to lead things off. And I don't know if the rolls are showing up very good or not. 5-6. Bumry's a lefty. 5-6 against Palmer is a pop out to second. And there's one away, and we are underway. So there's one away. And that'll bring up second baseman Billy Smith, switch hitter, batting left. It's a 1-6. 1-6. So Billy Smith against a righty. 1-6 is a fly ball to right field. And I know this is awkward looking, guys, but this is the best I can do on short notice since they took my room away from me temporarily. Here's Singleton. It's a 4-9. 4-9 against Palmer. Singleton's a switch hitter batting left. 4-9 is a split chance. 1-3 for a triple. 4-20 is a double, so Singleton got into one. Let's see what happens with that D20. It's a 17, so it will be a double for Ken Singleton. It's a 2-out double, so Palmer may be able to pitch around it, but he does have Eddie Murray to deal with. So here's Eddie Murray. It is a 4-9. 4-9 against Palmer. Murray, that's the same roll we just had, 4-9, because we're back on this triple and double thing again. So the 69 edition of Palmer is struggling here against these two. Murray, it's a 6, so that's again a double. So back-to-back doubles. And now the wind is starting to pick up a little bit on me, so I'm going to have to be cognizant of that. Sunshine's creeping in as well. I don't know if it shows up on the video or not, but I can certainly see it from where I'm sitting. All right, here's Lee May, the DH. And I don't think I have the comments on. Do I have the comments on? Okay. Hey, Steve Ryan. Sorry, I didn't have the comments on. Didn't mean to ignore you. 1-6. 1-6. Lee May against a righty. 1-6. He just missed his homer. 1-7 would have been a homer. 1-6 is a strikeout, and that's going to end the inning with the 79 Orioles getting that one run and taking the lead on the 69 Orioles by the score of 1-0. So Jim Palmer will leave, and Jim Palmer will come in. So the 79 Orioles have Jim Palmer on the hill, not to be outdone by the 69 Orioles. So here's Don Buford. Buford a 6-8, and Buford's a switch hitter batting left. So 6-8 is going to be a single to center field. So Don Buford gets things going here. This is very awkward, by the way, but it's the best I can do. Short notice. All right, Paul Blair. Paul Blair a 5-7. So Blair's a righty. 5-7 is a fly ball left field. That's one away. Brings up Frank Robinson, right fielder. And we get a 5-10. Don't know if these are all showing up on the camera or not. I have to pull them in. 5-10. Palmer against a righty on a 5-10 is a fly to center. And there's two away. The other game to be played to get to the Final Four is another inter-squad game. It's the 2004 Red Sox against the 1986 Red Sox. So that should be interesting as well. For the teams that have already made it, the 2015 Mets are in as they defeated the 91 Braves, and the 93 Phillies are in because they defeated the 93 Blue Jays. So 2/4 of the field is set for the Final Four. We're working on getting the other two teams in there. Here's Boog Powell. It's a 5-6. Palmer against a lefty. 5-6 is a fly to center. And that's going to end the inning. And the 69 Orioles go quietly pretty much after that leadoff single. It is 1-0 in favor of the 79 Orioles. Is Earl Weaver schizophrenic managing in both dugouts, and Jim Palmer schizophrenic pitching on the mound. Sorry about shaking that. Here's John Lowenstein. He's going to lead things off against the 69 Palmer. It's a 3-8. So Lowenstein, a 3-8 is going to be a walk. So John, let it be Lowenstein, draws a walk. That will bring up Doug DeCinces. DeCinces. We have a 2-3 for DeCinces. And a 2-3 is a fly ball to right. And there's one away. Don't know how long my back's going to hold up as I'm sitting here. It's kind of an awkward position. Yeah, Tony, I wasn't sure which game to play either because I really like both matchups, but I figured I'd do this one because I really want to do the Red Sox one. And so if this one outside blows up on me and messes up, then at least I'll have the other game left to play on a regular scheduled video. Here's Dempsey, 3-4. 3-4 is a line out to second. So that's two away. Brings up Mark Belanger. And remember, Belanger is playing shortstop for both teams as well. Can he ground one to himself? It's a 2-7. 2-7. He almost did. A 2-8, he would have grounded to himself, but it's a strikeout on a 2-7. So the inning is over. So the 69 Orioles get through the top of the second unscathed. We go to the bottom of the second, still 1-0 in favor of the 79 Orioles. And Brooks Robinson will lead things off for the 69 Orioles. And we get a 5-2. 5-2 is a ground ball B to the pitcher. So Palmer will handle it himself. One away for Dave May, DH. That's a 2-4. 2-4. So Dave May on a 2-4 will strike out. Dave May will strike out. So 2 down. Brings up Davey Johnson. And we get a 1-5. So Davey Johnson will draw a walk on a 1-5. And I hope I'm showing these cards okay. From where I'm sitting, it's really hard to tell what you guys can see on the video and what you can't. Now the sun's coming out again. So we're getting some shadowing there. Here's Elrod Hendricks. 4-9 for Elrod Hendricks. Palmer against the lefty, 4-9. A 1-2 is a triple. 3-20 is a single with 2 stars. So the run wouldn't score either way on that single, but a triple they would. But it's a 17, so it's just going to be a single for Hendricks, which makes sense. You wouldn't think of him doing a triple. But runners are at the corners with 2 outs. And Mark Belanger, the batter. That's a 6-2. and a 6-2 off of 69 Palmer. I'm sorry, 79 Palmer. I knew I'd make that mistake. Is a fly out to left. It would have been a sac fly, but there were already 2 outs, so the inning is over. It's rather warm out here too. It's about 84 degrees, I think. So, not that I'm complaining after the long winter we had. I enjoyed the sunshine, so just makes it a little awkward to play. All right, top of the third, and we're back to the top of the order for Al Bumry, and that's a 6-11. 6-11 is a fly ball to left, so Bumry is out of there. Handled out there in left field by Buford. One away for Billy Smith, second baseman, switch hitter. Oh, that was a 2-1. I bumped it. So it's a 5-3, which is a fly ball to right field X, and that's going to be Frank Robinson. Frank Robinson is a 2-rated right fielder. That's an 18, so that's a good play. Frank Robinson corrals it. 2 down for Ken Singleton. Singleton, a 5-7. Palmer against the lefty, 5-7's a ground ball, second base X. And for the 69 Orioles, that's Davey Johnson. Davey Johnson. And whoops, Davey Johnson's a 10. So that is an error check. Davey Johnson was a 2-rated, but that's a 10 is always an error check. And he's an E14, so we'll see if he can make the play or not. E14 is a 7. So on a second baseman, E14 and a 7 is a ground ball A. So he was able to make that play. I don't know if you can see that in the sunshine or not, but he did make the good play. And the inning's over. So we go to the bottom of the third, still 1-0 in favor of the 79 Orioles. The 69 Orioles will see about doing something about that. Top of the order, Don Buford. 3-2 for Buford. He singled his first time up. 3-2 is going to be a fly ball to left. It would have been a ballpark check, but we're not playing super advanced. So that's a fly to left. For out number 1. That brings up center fielder Paul Blair. Hey there, Tenacious. 1-4 for Blair against Palmer is a line out to first. 2 down. And since I don't know how long you've been on the line here, Earl, but I'm off of work this afternoon. I got a doctor's appointment later, so I've got time to sneak a game in. However, the conference room at work has been absconded, so I'm playing outside in the back of my RAV4 in the top of a parking deck, so trying to fight what a little breeze might come in and try not to break my back as I'm sitting here. So if it looks a little awkward, it is. But we're gonna sally forth anyway. But in case you're curious why everything looks a little different, that's the reasoning behind it. 110. So a 110 for Frank Robinson against Palmer. That's a home run chance, and it's a good one. 1-19. So unless the D20 is a 20, Frank Robinson will go yard and tie the ball game. It's a 14, so Frank Robinson has done it. We got a tie ball game at 1. That'll bring up Boog Powell. Powell a 1-5, and that's going to be a single to left field for Boog Powell. 2-out single keeps it going for Brooks Robinson. Brooksy. It's a 2-9. 2-9 for Brooksy is a foul out to third base. So that's going to end the inning. But the home run by Frank Robinson has tied the ball game. After 3 complete, we are tied at 1. And Tenacious, in case you weren't aware early on, this is the 69 Orioles against the 79 Orioles. And Jim Palmer is towing the slab for both teams. So now Jim Palmer from 69 will come back on the mound. All right, here is Eddie Murray. Eddie Murray, it's a 3-11. 3-11 is a fly ball to right field. There's one away. Hello, Al Red Sox fan. There's one away. Brings up Lee May. And the only reason I'm playing this early is I have a doctor's appointment at 3:15. And so I got off work at 1:15. And I've got, obviously 2 hours to get a game in and get to my appointment. So that's why the conference room's not available, because it's early enough in the day where people are having meetings. Imagine that, at work having a meeting. All right, here's Lee May. It's a 5-9 against Palmer. That's ground ball shortstop X, and that's Mark Belanger. And Belanger is a 2. and that's a 17, so that's a good play. And Lee May is retired. 2 down for John Lowenstein. Now I'm leaving the D20 here to try to brace the card and not let the wind knock it over. So here's Lowenstein, 5-7. That's a ground ball to second base X. That's Davey Johnson. And Davey Johnson is an E2. And it's a 15, so that's a good play. So the inning is over. 79 Orioles go down 1-2-3. We go to the bottom of the 4th. And Jim Palmer of 79 will take the bump. Leading off will be Dave May. Not to be confused with Lee May for the 79 Orioles. A lot of different names there. 2-4. 2-4 against a righty is a strikeout. Ooh, a little warm out here. It's about 85 degrees out here, so I am sweating a little bit. First time I ever sweat while I was playing strat-o-matic. Go figure. Of course, it's the first time I ever played outside, too. It's always a first for everything. I like to try to experiment and see what kind of crazy things I can do with this game, or with any game. So here's Davey Johnson. 2-7. 2-7 is a 1 for a double. Anything else will be a single with 2 stars, but nobody's on base, so it's just going to be a single. Unless that's a 1, which it was not. It was a 4. So 1 out single for Davey Johnson. We'll bring up the catcher, Elrod Hendricks. Hello, John Mag. I think that's how it's pronounced. So Hendricks, a 3-4. 3-4 for Hendricks is a ground ball first base C, so that will advance the runner to second as Hendricks is out for out number 2. So it's up to Mark Belanger to try to break the tie. It's a 2-3 for Belanger, and that's a foul out to the catcher, Rick Dempsey, to end the inning. And the 79 Orioles go without much of a whimper there, or much of a roar there. They came up with a whimper. We go to the top of the 5th, tied at 1. 69 version, Jim Palmer back on the mound. Difference in the 69 and 79 Palmer is Palmer of 69 has a fatigue of 9, and the Palmer of 79 only has a fatigue of 7. So that could come into play if we keep this low-scoring game going. Here's Doug DeSensei, and that's a 2-5 for DeSensei, and that's going to be a walk. 2-5 for DeSensei. It's a leadoff walk. Not exactly what you want to do. Walk the leadoff man. Statistics show that the leadoff walk will score more times than not. See if it holds true here. Dempsey, a 3-7. Well, it won't, because Dempsey just grounded to third to a ground ball A double play. 5-4-3 around the horn. And so that theory just got shot out the window, didn't it? So 2 down, bases empty, and now the 79 version of Mark Belanger steps to the box. It's a 1-2, and a 1-2. He's going to foul out to Elrod Hendricks behind the plate, and the inning is over. So we go to the bottom of the 5th, still tied at 1, and the Palmer of 79 will come back in and take his rightful spot on the mound, and he'll be facing Don Buford, top of the order, and that's a 5-10. A 5-10. Buford's a switch hitter. 5-10. Fly ball center field X. That's Al Bumry. And Mr. Bumry is a 2-rated outfielder. And that's an 11, so we're doing an error check on Bumry. He is an E8. And that's a 6. So if we look at the center fielder error rating, he is an E8 and a 6. That's a 2-base error. I don't know how well I can see it there with my finger in the way, but it's the 3-6 is an E2. So Bumry just made a 2-base error, and Buford will go all the way to second base to start the inning. That may come back to bite the 79 Orioles, as Bumry is aboard and Paul Blair the batter. 5-12. 5-12 is a ground ball pitcher B, so that will freeze the runner. And there's one away for Frank Robinson, who homered his last time up for the only run. Oh, there goes the card. There we go. Homered for the only run of the 69 Orioles so far. It's a 2-8. 2-8, he will pop it up to the second baseman, Billy Smith, and that's out number 2. So 2 down with the runner still at second for Boog Powell. They could walk Powell and pitch to Brooks Robinson, and that's what they're going to do. They're going to walk Boog Powell intentionally and pitch to Brooks Robinson. Get that righty on righty matchup. 6-9. 6-9, and it backfired because that's a single to center field. And let's see here. The center fielder Bummery's got a +1 arm. Buford can run, so plus there's 2 outs, so most likely Buford's going to score. Buford runs at a 16. He's being held, makes him a 15. But there's 2 outs, makes him a 17. Bummery's a +1, makes him an 18. So a 1 to 18, and the 69 Orioles will take the lead. It's a 2, so definitely they took the lead. Unearned run, but they'll take it. As Brooks Robinson singles. Boog Powell does move to third, so runners are at the corners. 2 outs, and DH Dave May, the batter. And that's a 4-8. And that's more, Palmer's not out of the woods yet. 4-8 is a 1-9 for a double. 10-20 is a single, both with 2 stars. So at least 1 run's going to come in. That is an 18, so it's a single with 2 stars. But it will score Boog Powell, who was intentionally walked. So he will score another unearned run. And the 79 Orioles trail it now 3-1 to the 69 Orioles. And Davey Johnson, the batter. And we get a 2-5 against Palmer. So Johnson on a 2-5 will be another walk. So now the bases are loaded with 2 outs for Elrod Hendricks. And you got to wonder if Palmer of 79 might need relief help here. Yes, we are, ID Jester. It's a long story. 3-3. 3-3 for Hendricks is a foul out to the catcher, and that's going to finally do it. He fouls out to his counterpart, Rick Dempsey. But 2 unearned runs score, and at the end of 5 complete, it's the 69 Orioles 3, the 79 Orioles 1. Jim Palmer goes back in the dugout for the 79 Orioles, but comes back on the mound for the 69 Orioles. It'll be the top of the order, and Al Bummery. Bummery a 4-5 against Palmer. That's a ground ball, second base A, so 1 away. 1 down here to start the 6th. Brings up Billy Smith, and remember, Palmer's got a fatigue rating of 9, so he could go all the way if he's effective. It's a 1-7. Billy Smith, a 1-7, is a strikeout. So 2 down. So the run support may have given the 69 Palmer some extra boost here. Brings up Ken Singleton. That's a 2-10. I don't know if you can hear the lawnmowers going in the background or not, but that's not only is the visual kind of weird, but I'm sure the volume is too, because I'm trying to speak a little louder to cover up for the outside environment. I might even hear birds chirping for all I know. 2-10 for Singleton. 2-10's a fly to right, and the inning is over. I don't hardly think I'm leading an outside strat movement, but you know, you never know. Maybe strat by the lake or something. I don't know. We'll come up with something. All right. Mark Belanger of 69 will lead off against the 79 Palmer. And we got a 5-9. Palmer 5-9's a pop up to third, handled by DeSensei. And there's 1 away. We haven't had Belanger ground to himself yet. I'm still waiting for that one. That hasn't happened yet. Here is Buford, top of the order. 4-6. 4-6 is another walk, so 79 Palmer. Little control issue going on there. Maybe his underwear is too tight or something. I don't know. Here's Paul Blair. 6-12. 6-12. Ground ball, second base X. That is Billy Smith, and Billy Smith is an error rating of 3. I'm sorry, a range rating of 3. And that's a 2, so that's a base hit. A 3 and a 2. That might even be 2 stars. I'll check it here. 3 and a 2. Yep, it's a single with 2 stars. So that will move Buford to third. Runners are at the corners with nobody out. Frank Robinson, the batter, and it may be bullpen time for the 79 Orioles. Here's Frank Robinson. It's a 5-8. A 5-8. 5-8's a fly ball to center field B. That's a sac fly. So that will score the run. Buford will come in, trot in from third base. And it's a 4-1 ball game. Bringing up Boog Powell with a runner at first and 1 out. Boog Powell with 3-8. So 3-8 for Powell is a ground ball pitcher A. That's a double play. Call it 1-6-3. And the inning is over, but more damage done as the 79 Orioles take a 4-1 lead. And we go to the 7th. And I know you can't see it on camera, but the way I'm sitting is a little bit awkward, so I may need an actual 7th inning stretch here. Rearrange myself. I know the camera's going to move as I move up and down on this car, on the back seat of this car, but now the sun's coming out again. There we go. Get the shadows going. Just like afternoon baseball, when the shadows creep in front of home plate and the batter tries to swing against a tough pitcher in the twilight. That's about what we got going on right now. So here's Eddie Murray. Let's see here, 6-3. Well, I've got the hatch over my head ID, so at least the bird won't hit me with something else other than dice. So at least I'm covered that way. 6-3 for Murray. Palmer against a lefty. 6-3 is a ground ball pitcher X. Palmer on 69 is a 5 rated pitcher, so not very good, but most times pitcher goes to the error rating, which is an E8. So we'll see if that range comes into play. It's a 3, so it very well may. I believe it actually does. A 5 and a 3 is definitely a single. So it's an infield hit for Eddie Murray. Tries to get something going for his crew as they're down 4-1. Here is Lee May. Lee May, a 5-7. 5-7 is a ground ball second base X. That is Davey Johnson. Davey Johnson is a 2 rated second baseman. And that's a 14, which I believe is a good play. May not be a double play, but I think it's at least a good play. 2 rated, 14 is a ground ball C. So the runner will advance, but Lee May is out. 1 away. Murray moves to second. And here is John Lowenstein. Lowenstein, a 4-7. 4-7 against the lefty is a strikeout. Palmer got the strikeout. There's a dot there, but he has not reached the point of weakness. So there's 2 away for Doug DeSensei. And that's a 3-11. So DeSensei just went yard. 3-11. DeSensei, his 3-11 and his 3-12 columns are home runs. So Doug DeSensei has just put the 79 Orioles back in the ball game. It is 4-3. Just like that, a 1-run game. And that'll bring up Rick Dempsey. Dempsey a 2-6. And Dempsey will pop it up to second base to end the inning. But the Orioles of 79 pick up 2 runs on the home run by DeSensei. And we go to the bottom of the 7th inning stretch. I'm actually going to stretch a few seconds myself, so I don't need chiropractic work later because of the way I'm sitting. I know you can't see it on the camera, but I'm kind of sitting side saddle in the back of this RAV4 and twisting my back a little bit to get in front of the camera. So I'm kind of, we'll see if I can stand up without knocking the camera over if possible. Okay. Alrighty, folks. Do a little stretching here. In fact, in full disclosure, I'll give you a quick view of my surroundings. As we come over here to the outside, you will see I'm in the back of a parking lot. There's a water tower over there. And there's my work buildings over there. Of course, the glare on the phone, I can't see what I'm showing you, but this is where I am in the top of a parking deck. And I figure that's the only place I can get privacy to get this game in, so that's what I'm doing. So anyway, folks, that's where I'm at right now. As we go to the bottom of the 7th, let's get back into the normal position here. Give everybody the grand tour so you can see where I'm at and what I'm doing. All right, let's see if we can't get this back in line here for us without tipping over. And of course, the mat on the back of the RAV4 has grooves in it, so that's making it a little bit more difficult as well. Let's see if I can't get this to stand up a little bit better. Lock that in place, hopefully. There we go. Hopefully that's not too bad. All right, so the Orioles of 79 are looking at their bullpen because Jim Palmer is now at his point of weakness inning, and Tippy Martinez is available, as is Don Stanhouse. So they're going to go with Tippy Martinez Snipers, hopefully there's no snipers out here. We'll find out. The Tippy Martinez will take over, so the Palmer versus Palmer thing is now out the window, so to speak. And Tippy Martinez is in to pitch. As we go to the bottom of the seventh, the 69 Orioles lead the 79 Orioles by the score of 4-3. And leading off for the 79 Orioles will be Brooks Robinson. So Tippy Martinez against Brooks Robinson. All right, here is 1-8. 1-8 for Brooks Robinson is a line out to first for one away. John, the thing that would really be interesting, I don't know if anybody could ever do it or ever would do it, but it would be interesting for somebody to roll a game of strat while at an actual baseball game. That'd be kind of cool, like up in the stands. I don't know if anybody actually would do that, but that would be kind of cool. Here's Dave May. It's a 2-6. 2-6 for Dave May, and he's going to strike out. Probably should have pinch hit for him since he's a lefty, but didn't think about that. Earl Weaver was distracted with a cigarette. All right. Here is Davey Johnson. It's a 2-8. 2-8 against a lefty. And all these hits, and he found the ground ball A on a 2-8. So Davey Johnson is retired, and so are the 69 Orioles. So we go to the top of the eighth with a score of 4-3. And the 69 Oriole version of Jim Palmer is still out there. He's got a fatigue rating, like I said, of 9. And Mark Belanger set to lead things off for the 79 Orioles, but they want a little offense in there, so they're going to have a pinch hitter. So Belanger's going to leave, and Kiko Garcia will be the new shortstop. But the pinch hitter is going to be Gary Renicky. So Gary Renicky is going to pinch hit for Mark Belanger, Gary Renicky. And then when Belanger's out of there, Kiko Garcia will take over as the new shortstop. So, Gary Renicky, we'll see what he can do as he will get things going here. Actually, yeah, I didn't have the right thing here for Dempsey, so let me put him there. All right, there we go. Now we got it. All right, so Renicky hitting for Belanger. It's a 4-8. It's going off Palmer's car, so it wouldn't have mattered anyway. 1-2 is a triple. Anything else is a fly to center. And that's a fly to center for one away. So Renicky fails in his pinch hitting chances. One down for top of the order Al Bumry. And that's a 5-9. 5-9 against Palmer's ground ball shortstop X. That's the other Belanger, the other white meat, Mark Belanger, and he is a 2. That's a 15. That's a good play. So there's 2 away. It's up to Billy Smith to keep things going. Now they will have the heart of the order in the 9th, even if Billy Smith makes an out. It's a 2-4, and Billy Smith did in fact make an out, grounding it back to Palmer. So that's going to do it for the 79 Orioles. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Tippy Martinez will stay in there for a second inning of work, although Don Stanhouse is loosening. And Elrod Hendricks, the catcher, will step up to the plate. He's a lefty, but they like his defense, so they're going to keep him in there. 5-7. 5-7 against Martinez is actually going to be a walk. So Tippy Martinez walks Mr. Hendricks. Brings up Belanger. Now Belanger is a B bunter, and this situation does call for a bunt. He becomes a C bunter when everybody is looking for it. So we'll go to the sacrifice bunt chart under number C and see what we get on these 2d6s. It's a 5. So a sacrifice bunt C and a 5 says batter thrown out by pitcher, runners advance 1 base. So a good bunt. Did the job. Call it 1. Let's see here. We'll call it 1-4 on the sacrifice. And that moves Hendricks into scoring position with 1 out for Don Buford. Batting around the bat right-handed this time. It's a 3-9. I'm sorry, 3-7. 3-7 for Buford against the lefty. Ground ball shortstop B. So Hendricks had to hold. 2 down. And it's Paul Blair. Paul Blair, the batter. And we got a 6-7. 6-7 is a walk by Tippy Martinez. So with Frank Robinson coming up, they're going to go to the bullpen. And they're going to bring in Stan the Man Unusual, Don Stanhouse. He will be in to pitch as Tippy Martinez will exit. So Don Stan the Man Unusual will be the new pitcher. They want a right-hander in there to face Frank Robinson with 2 on and 2 outs. Big spot here. They don't want to give up another run. They want to keep it a 1-run game. See if Stanhouse can do it. It's a 3-7 against Robinson, and it's another walk. How about that? Oh, I hit the board there, sorry. 3-7 is another walk, if I can get my hand out of the way. 3-7 is another walk, and the bases are loaded with 2 outs for Boog Powell. So Boog Powell could blow this game wide open. It's a 4-7, 4 and a 7. Well, 1's a single. Anything else is a line out to short. So as long as this D20 is not a 1, Stanhouse will get out of it. It's a 15, so he got out of it. A line drive to short, handled by Garcia to end the inning. So we go to the top of the 9th. Last chance for the 79 Orioles. And it will be the heart of their order, Singleton, Murray, and May against Palmer, although Eddie Watt is loosening in the bullpen. So, last chance, last call, Ken Singleton. Singleton, a 6-7. Switch hitter batting left. 6-7 is a walk. So Palmer, that's 1 knock on his point of weakness with that walk. Brings up Eddie Murray. And Murray represents the go-ahead run. So 4-8. 4-8 is a line out to the first baseman, Boog Powell. 1 away. And Lee May with a chance. He's got some power. 2-9. Well, that was a 2 there. 2-9. 2-9 is going to be, however, a strikeout. So Jim Palmer 1 out away from a complete game victory and pitching his team to the Final Four. And it's John Lowenstein standing in his way. Lowenstein, a 6-6. That was a 6 there. 6-6. It's a fly ball to center field B. The ball game is over. So Jim Palmer, the 69, or I'm sorry, the 69 version, out pitches the Jim Palmer of 79, and the Orioles of 69 have advanced to the Final Four, where they will wait the winner of the 04 Red Sox versus the 86 Red Sox in the second game of the Elite Eight finale. 2015 Mets are already there waiting, and they'll be playing the 93 Phillies in the other Final Four game. So that was a first for me, I'm sure. In fact, I know it is. A little unusual, but got it done. And you know, it's only 2:20, so I got time to play game 2, I guess, if I can put all this stuff away. And then once I get this all away, I can go grab the other 2 teams, because I brought all 4 teams with me. So I can do that, hopefully without too much of an interruption. Just a little administrative work to do here as the 69 Orioles do advance. So I will need to get the other score sheet for the next game and the 2 teams. So hey, Al, Red Sox fan, I'm actually going to play game 2 if you want to stick around. I'm going to keep this feed going. I don't see any reason to do a separate one. Might as well keep it going. Doing every other thing unusual, why not do this one? So I'm going to go get the other teams in the front seat, and I'll be right back. And again, I needed to stretch a little bit to help my back, because that was a little bit uncomfortable for sure. Thanks for joining me, Tony. I'm glad you tuned in. Now we've got the 86 Red Sox against the 2004 Red Sox in game 2 of this doubleheader. And as we look at the bracket here, we can pencil or write in now in pen. It's kind of sloppy, but you know, it is what it is. The 69 Orioles are now in the Final Four. The 2015 Mets and the 93 Phillies are there, and they're waiting for the winner of this game between 86 Boston and 04 Boston. I've already got the score sheet all filled out in advance, so just to find what I did with it. I don't have to rewrite everything. There it is. Got it. Okay, so they are in place. It's going to be Pedro Martinez for the 04 Red Sox against Scott McGregor. I'm sorry, Bruce Hurst. I got the Orioles on the brain. Bruce Hurst of the 86 Red Sox against Pedro Martinez. And the reason Bruce Hurst is pitching is because Clemens pitched last game, and there's at least a one-game rest rule that I invoke in these tournaments. So to keep it fair, so that a dominant pitcher can't control the whole thing. So once I get everything all set up, we will get going. If anybody has any chitter chatter or anything, feel free to chime in and I'll see what I can do. Pedro Martinez is going to pitch for the Red Sox. And needs clarification, the 04 Red Sox. The 04 Red Sox are actually the higher seeded team, so they are the home team. And for the 86 Red Sox, Bruce Hurst will be on the mound for the 86 Red Sox, who are the lower seeded team. And let's see if I can sit somewhere better so my back's not so twisted and still get this thing going here. See if I can try it this way. Or maybe I'm too old to sit Indian style, I think, or not flexible enough, so I'll try something else with it. It's bad when you're old. When I was 22, I could do this. When I was 52, now I may not be able to do as much. All right, hopefully that's a little bit better. We shall see how it turns out. I don't even know how I'm anxious to go back and watch this video and see exactly how it turns out with all the different setup here, because it almost seems kind of chaotic, but if you guys could follow it, then I guess it's okay. All right, so as I said, it's the 04 Red Sox against the 86 Red Sox. The winner of this game will take on the 69 Orioles in the Final Four. And we'll meet the 86 Red Sox. Leading off at third base is Wade Boggs. Batting second at second base is Marty Barrett. Hitting third at first base is Bill Buckner. Batting cleanup is Jim Rice in left field. Don Baylor is the DH. He will hit fifth. Rich Gedman catching will hit sixth. Dwight Evans, number 7 hitter, will be in right field. Dave Henderson, who is the big hero of the previous game with that walk-off home run, he is batting 8th in center field. And Spike Owen, the shortstop, will bat 9th. For the 2004 Red Sox, it'll be Johnny Damon to lead off in center field. Orlando Cabrera, the shortstop, will hit second. Manny Ramirez in left field will hit third. David Ortiz, the DH, will bat cleanup. Kevin Millar will bat fifth and play first base. Jason Varitek will catch and hit sixth. Gabe Kapler against the lefty pitching on the mound. Gabe Kapler is your right fielder. He will bat seventh. Bill Miller will hit eighth at third base. And Mark Bellhorn will be the 9th place hitter and play second base. So we're ready to go. I think I'm all stretched out now a little bit. I think I'm good till the 7th inning stretch of this game at least. We shall see. Getting a little breeze going, but hopefully it's not going to mess up my little setup here. We shall see. You'd probably get a real kick if I had a second camera to see all the setup I have here. Fortunately, everything's behind the camera, so it's not so goofy looking. Anyway, here's Wade Boggs to start things off against Pedro. And Wade Boggs, a 6'9". Pedro 6'9" against the lefty. Boggs found his hit. 1 to 12 is a double. 13 to 20 is a single. It is a 17, so it's a single. So Wade Boggs, the single machine, starts out with a single. That'll bring up Marty Barrett. It's a 6-5. 6-5 against Pedro is a strikeout. So Pedro doing one of the things he does best, which is strike people out. Did it there. Here's Bill Buckner. That's a 1-8 for Buckner. And Buckner's got a chance for a home run. 1 to 10 is a homer. 11 to 20 is going to be a double. So 1 to 10, and Billy Buck has put the 86 Red Sox up 2-0. And he does it. It's a 4. So Billy Buckner, a 2-run shot off of Pedro. Who's your daddy? Bill Buckner is Pedro's daddy right now. It's 2-0. And that'll bring up Jim Rice. It's a 3-8, and there's a walk. And that's, again, tabletop has told me time and time again, the most common occurrence after a home run is a walk. And that just, sorry about that, that just happened again. So we get a home run and then followed by a walk to Jim Rice. One away, and that'll bring up DH Don Baylor. 1 on, 1 out. Baylor a 4-7. And that's a strikeout for Pedro, so that's his second strikeout. Bring up the catcher, Rich Gedman. And I put him ahead of Dewey Evans because Evans not quite as good against the righties, so we'll put the lefty Gedman up there. It's a 4-7 against Pedro, and that's a strikeout, so it didn't matter anyway. And Pedro strikes out the side, but he did give up a 2-run homer in between. And after half an inning, it's the 86 Red Sox 2 and the 2004 Red Sox coming to bat. And lefty Bruce Hurst on the mound will be facing lefty Johnny Damon. That's a 5-7 for Hurst against the lefty Damon. Is a ground ball shortstop X, and that's going to be Spike Owen. He is a 3. And that's an 11, so that's an error check. Spike Owen is an E23, and that's a 5. So an E23 and a 5 is a 1-base error. 3 to 6 is a 1-base error. So Spike Owen spiked that one to allow Mr. Damon to reach on the E6 to start the bottom of the first. That'll bring up Orlando Cabrera. Cabrera, a 3-8 against the lefty. 3/8's a fly ball to left. Sorry about the shadows. 3/8's a fly to left for 1 away. And that'll bring up Manny Ramirez. 3-9 for Ramirez, and he's going to strike out against the lefty. 3-9 is a strikeout. Big strikeout there, and now here's Big Papi. Lefty on lefty matchup. Bruce Hurst against Papi. It's a 1-7. Big Papi, all these hits in column 1, and he found a number 7, which is a fly ball to center field. And that's going to end the inning. Nothing doing for the 04 Red Sox. We played 1 complete. It is 86 Red Sox 2 and the 04 Red Sox nothing. Pedro back on the bump. We'll be facing Dwight Evans, and that's a 1-9. So Evans 1-9. He's got a split chance. 1 to 12 is a double. 13 to 20 is a single. So 1 to 12 for a double. It's an 18. It rolled out of view there, but it was an 18. So that's going to be a single for Dewey Evans to lead off the top of the second against Pedro. That'll bring up Dave Henderson. See if Hindu can do. It's a 3-6. He cannot. It's a strikeout. So Henderson with a strikeout on the 3-6 roll. Now the sun's coming back out to create shadows and create a little bit more chaos in the game. Why not? Spike Owen. 3-10. 3-10 against Pedro is a single to center. Oh, I just rolled on that again. It's a single to center field. And the center fielder in this case is Johnny Damon. He's got an arm rating of 2, but they're not going to move Evans. They're going to go ahead and, with Boggs coming up, they're going to stop Evans at second base. So runners at first and second with 1 out. He's already in scoring position. Here's Wade Boggs. And Boggs a 1-8. And Boggs comes through. A 1-8 as a single to center. Now the question is, will they score Evans? Evans runs at a 13. He was being held as a 12. Plus 2 from Johnny Damon's a 14. Boy, do they send him or do they keep the bases loaded with 1 out? Tough call. They are going to, well, you know what, against Pedro, you better take what you can get. So they're going to go ahead and send the runner. Damon, like I said, is a +2. And Evans runs at a 13. He's being held as a 12. So the 12 plus the 2 is a 14. There's only 1 out, so you don't get that 2-out advantage. But a 1 to 14, he'll make it. It's a 7, so he did make it. And so that paid off being aggressive as Wade Boggs drives in Dewey Evans to make it 3-0. Pedro getting rocked around a little bit. Here's Marty Barrett. Marty Barrett's a 3-5. 3-5 for Barrett is a fly ball to left field B. So that would have scored the run anyway had they held him, but since they sent him, it was all the more easier. So that's 2 down. 2 down for Bill Buckner. That's a 4-5 against Pedro, and that's a strikeout. So Buckner is out of there to end the inning. But thanks to the single by Boggs, it is a 3-0 86 Red Sox lead as we go to the bottom of the second. And it'll be Kevin Millar. Kevin Millar. It's a 3-7. 3-7 Millar will pop out to short. Sorry about that. My New England accent is not very good. So he popped to short. Here's Varitek. That's a 6-6. Varitek switch hitter batting right. 6-6 is a 1-3 single. 4-20 will be a line out to Spike Owen. It is a 1. How about that? So that's a base hit. Varitek snuck it by Spike Owen. Oh, now the wind just kicked up. Don't need that. Put that back in its place. Here's Gabe Kapler, right fielder. That's a 3-4 for Kapler against the lefty. 3-4 against the lefty is a single with 2 stars. So Gabe Kapler keeps it going. We'll move Varitek to third. Runners are at the corners. Only 1 out for Bill Miller. Switch hitting third baseman, batting right. And we get a 3-7. 3-7, he's got a single chance on a 1-7. And 8-20 will be a line out to Owen again. But a 1-7, he's got a hit. It's a 5, so it is a hit. That will score Varitek 3 base hits in a row. And the 0-4 Red Sox are on the board. The lead has been cut to 3-1. And Mark Bellhorn steps to the plate. Bellhorn a 3-4 against Hurst. 3-4 against the lefty is, unfortunately for Bellhorn, a strikeout. That's 2 away. And we're back to the top of the order and Johnny Damon, lefty on lefty against Hurst. And that's a 3-6. 3-6 for Damon. That's damage. That's damage. 1-19 is a double. Anything else is a single. 2 stars on the double. 18, he barely got it, but it is a double for Damon. Damon doubles. Little alliteration there. Damon doubles. That will score Kapler for the second run of the game, making it a 3-2 game. Since there were 2 stars, Miller had to stop at third. Could not score. But with 2 outs, 2 runs are in, and Orlando Cabrera can tie the ball game, or possibly put the team ahead. 1-8. 1-8. He's going to put the team ahead with a single, 2 stars. So Orlando Cabrera keeps it going, knocks in both Miller and Damon, and the 0-4 Red Sox have now grabbed a 4-3 lead. Much more of a slugfest than game 1 was. Here's Manny Ramirez. That's a 3-6 for Ramirez. He will strike out against the lefty, and that's going to end the inning. So, a 4 spot for the 0-4 Red Sox. And after 2 complete, it is 4-3 in favor of the 0-4 Red Sox. See if that gives Pedro any extra boost by getting that run support. He has to face Jim Rice to start things out. And that's a 2-7 for Rice. Well, that's going to be a single. Leadoff single for Jim Rice. 1 away for Don Baylor. Don Baylor. Don Baylor, a 5-3. 5-3 against Pedro is a fly ball to right field X. And the right fielder is Kapler. And Gabe Kapler is a 2 rated right fielder. And that's a 19, so that's a good play. So 1 away, Rice holds at first. And here's Rich Gedman. Gedman a 4-8. Gedman a 4-8 against Pedro. 4-8, a 1-3 is a triple. Anything else is a fly to center. So assuming this is not a 1, 2, or a 3, then Johnny Damon will make the play. It is a 9, so Damon makes the play. 2 away. And that'll bring up Dwight Evans. See what he can do. singled and scored his first time up. That's a 6-9, and 6-9, he's going to do it again. 6-9 is a 1-18 double, 19-20 for a single, and they're both 2 stars. So let's see what Dewey can do. It's an 8, so he will double. He will double, but Rice will have to stop at third because of the 2 stars. So runners on second and third with 2 outs, and it's going to be up to Dave Henderson to see if Hindu can do. It's a 1-10, and a 1-10 he cannot. Again, he strikes out. That's the second time Pedro has gotten him, and Pedro gets out of the inning with no damage done. We go to the bottom of the third. It is 4-3 in favor of the 04 Red Sox over the 86 Red Sox. And Bruce Hurst back on the mound, see if he can't regroup a little bit. And who's coming up but Big Poppy? It's a 6-8. 6-8 for Poppy is a strikeout against the lefty. So Poppy out on strikes. Brings up Kevin Millar. Millar, 3-7, is a pop out to short. Pop out to short for out number 2. Brings up Jason Varitek, the catcher. Switch hitter, batting right. It's a 2-4 against the lefty Bruce Hurst. 2-4 is a ground ball back to Hurst. And the bottom of the third, rather uneventful. Score remains 4-3 as we go to the fourth. And to start the fourth, it'll be Spike Owen, number 9 hitter. He will lead things off. It is a 2-10. 2-10 for Spike Owen against the righty. Is a line out to first. Line out to first, no ballpark effect, so it's simply going to be a line out to Millar. 1 away. Back to the top of the order in Wade Boggs. He's 2 for 2. Oops, 2 for 2. It's a 3-11. I'm sorry, that was a 6 there. 3-11. 3-11 for Boggs is another single. So the singles machine keeps it going. Another base hit. Another base hit. And that'll bring up Marty Barrett. Marty Grinning Barrett. That's a 4-9 against Pedro. And Barrett, 1-9 is a homer, but he is weak power against righties. So that 1-9 would be a single with 2 stars. 10-20 would be a triple. So either way, he's going to get something going for his ball club. That is a 9. That is a 9. So that's going to be a single with 2 stars. That would have been a homer had he not been weak against righties. But even with that, runners are at the corners with only 1 out. And Billy Buckner. Billy Buckner, a 6-9. 6-9 for Billy Buck. And he found a hit again. Look at this. 1-12 is a double. 13-20 is a single. 2 stars, so 2 runs will score. No, I'll take it back. Only 1 run's going to score because of the 2 stars. So 1-12 is a double. It's a 1, so it is a double. Buckner doubles. Boggs will score to tie the game. And Barrett will stop at third. So runners at second and third were tied 4-4, and Jim Rice is up against Pedro, and it's a 6-9. And again, they like that 6-9 roll. It's killing Pedro, though. 6-9 is a 1-18 double. 19-20 is a single, but 2 stars will score 2 runs. It's a 16, so it's a double. Back-to-back doubles, as Rice will double in Barrett and Buckner. That is now 3 runs in for the Red Sox, and they now lead at 6-4. And the 04 Red Sox might be looking to get their bullpen going. Although I don't think they had a whole lot of bullpen prowess. I'll have to check their bullpen to see who's available, especially this early in the game. They got a good closer, but they could go to Ramiro Mendoza, or they could go to Tim Wakefield. The knuckleballer is rated as a relief pitcher. Let's see. Bronson Arroyo is related. Derek Lowe, no, he's a starter. Embry, and he's okay. So looks like it's going to be Ramiro Mendoza. They're going to pull Pedro. He's given up 6 runs, or 5. Yeah, 6 runs already in less than 4 innings. So he's out of there. Pedro has to be replaced, and Don Baylor is in to face Ramiro Mendoza. See if he can get across the Mendoza line. Baylor with Rice at second and one out. It's a 1-7. 1-7 is a strikeout. So Mendoza comes in, strikes out Baylor for out number 2. And that'll bring up Rich Gedman. Gedman a 6-12 against Mendoza. Is a ground ball pitcher X. He's a 2-rated pitcher with an E0. So if it's not a range check, he will automatically make the play. And it's a 20, so that is a range check. We'll check and see what a 2-rated pitcher does on a 20. And on a 20, a 2-rated pitcher is still a ground ball A. So he does make the play to stop the rally right there. But the 86 Red Sox pick up 3 runs, and they lead it 6-4 as we go to the bottom of the 4th for Bruce Hurst, who's now refreshed with that run support. And Gabe Kapler, the right fielder, steps to the plate. And that's a 1-6 against the lefty. 1-6 against the lefty is a ground ball to short. So Kapler is out of there. I'll bring up Bill Miller. It's a 2-3. 2-3 for Miller against a lefty. 2-3 will be a single. So Bill Miller, 1-out single, brings up Mark Bellhorn, another switch hitter. Mark Bellhorn. It's a 5-5. He's batting righty. 5-5. A 1-4 is a triple. 5-20 is a single with 2 stars. So a 1-4 will be a triple. It's a 10, so it's a single with 2 stars. So that will move Miller to third. Runners are at the corners with 1 out. And Johnny Damon, the batter. Damon, a 3-11 against a lefty. 3-11, Johnny Damon found a hit. That's a single. It's not a clutch effect. It's a single. So a single to left field cuts the lead to 6-5 as Miller will score. And Bellhorn will go to second. And now the 86 Red Sox might get their bullpen going. Here's Orlando Cabrera. It's a 2-11 against a lefty. 2-11 against a lefty is a foul out to third. So he fouls it out to Boggs for out number 2. And that brings up Manny Ramirez. 2 outs and 2 on. And the dice are starting to stick to my hand because of the sweat. 1-8. It gets rather humid out here. 1-8 for Ramirez against a lefty will be a walk. So that's apropos because you could say Bruce Hurst ball slipped out of his hand maybe. Loads the bases for Big Papi. So big moment in the game. Big Papi, bases loaded, 2 outs, lefty on lefty matchup against Hurst. And it's a 2-10. So 2-10, Big Papi fails. It's ground ball to second. And the inning is over. They leave them loaded. But they at least get 1 run across the plate. At the end of 4, it is the 86 Red Sox 6 and the 04 Red Sox 5. And Ramiro Mendoza back out for his second inning of work. And that'll bring up Dwight Evans. So Mr. Dewey Evans steps to the plate. It's a 6-4 for Evans against Mendoza. Ground ball shortstop X, that's Cabrera. And Cabrera is a 2-rated shortstop. That's an 8. I think that's going to go to his error check. But I will confirm. And it will. Once it's 8 through 12, you go to an error check on the shortstop. So Cabrera is a 16. And that's a 6. So an E16 and a 6 is a ground ball A. So Cabrera able to handle that one, no problem. 1 away for Dave Henderson, who struck out twice against Pedro, so maybe he'll have better luck against Mendoza. It's a 3-7. 3-7 he did. It's a single by Dave Henderson. 1-out single. That'll bring up Spike Owen. Switch hitting shortstop, batting left. 3-7. 3-7, unfortunately for Spike Owen. Is a ground ball first base A. So Millar flips it to Cabrera, who flips it back to Millar for a 3-6-3 double play to end the top of the 5th. So we go to the bottom of the 5th. It is still 6-5 in favor of the 86 Red Sox. 0-4 Red Sox, Kevin Millar steps to the plate. Millar, a 3-10. He will ground it right back to Hurst. So it's a 1-3 ground out. Not what the 0-4 Red Sox wanted. Gonna bring up Varitek. Varitek, a 3-7 against the lefty. 3-7, all those hits in column 3, and Varitek found his strikeout on 3-7. Go figure. Every other column just about has a hit, but every other row rather, but 7 is a strikeout. Just the way that goes. 2 up, 2 down. Here's Gabe Kapler as Bruce Hurst tries to redeem himself. 4-3. 4-3 is a fly ball left field excess Jim Rice. And Jim Rice is a 3 rated left fielder. And that's a 4, so that's probably going to fall in there. Take a look at the chart. Left fielder, a 4 rated left fielder, and a 3 is a single with 2 stars. So it's a single for Kapler. Nobody was on base, so he's just going to stay at first. And Bill Miller is up. Chance to possibly get things going here. It's a 2-6. 2-6 against the lefty Hurst. And look at this. Bill Miller, chance for a home run, 1-7. 8-20 is a double, and there are no stars here, so that means Kapler does have a chance to score even on the double. 1-7, though, would be academic. It'd be a home run. And it's a 3, so it's Bill Miller hitting a 2-run homer, and that's going to be all for Bruce Hurst. He is gone, as he's now falling behind 7-6. So we'll get a new pitcher for the 86 Red Sox, as neither starter could last very long. And let's see who they're going to go to. We've got several options. We're going to go to right-hander Steve Crawford. So Steve Crawford is in relief of Hurst. And he'll be facing switch hitter Mark Bellhorn. Bases empty and 2 outs. It's a 6-4 against the lefty Bellhorn. That's a catcher X. Catcher X, and Gedman is the catcher. Gedman is a 3 rated catcher, and that is a 3. So we'll see what that rating is. A 3 and a 3 on a catcher. A 3 and a 3 on the catcher is a foul out. So a foul out to end the inning. But 2 runs come across, and after 5 complete, it is the 0-4 Red Sox 7 and the 86 Red Sox 6. All those numbers don't start to go together and get confusing here. All right, top of the order, Wade Boggs will be in, and Ramiro Mendoza has been pitching well in relief. He would be qualified for the win right now if the score remains what it is. Here's Boggs, 6-3. 6-3, and Boggs will walk. So went from singling 3 times, and now he's walked. So he's reached base all 4 times. Here's Marty Barrett. Marty Barrett, 111. 111 for Barrett is another walk. 111 for Barrett is another walk. So Mendoza may be showing some chinks in the armor. And Billy Buck steps to the plate. Buckner, a 4-7. 4-7's a strikeout for Mendoza. He has not reached his point of weakness yet, so that strikeout will stand. 1 away for Jim Rice. Rice, a 4-6. 4-6 for Mr. Rice. 4-6 is a ground ball to third base B. So that's going to be a 5-4 fielder's choice for out number 2. Puts runners at the corners. Runners at the corners for Don Baylor, 2 outs. And this will be Mendoza's last inning. 4-8. 4-8 against Baylor. 4-8 is another strikeout. So that's going to end the inning. And we go to the bottom of the 6th. So Mendoza did his job. He pitched yeoman work and did his job, so they'll let the bullpen take it from there. Crawford back out for inning number 2, and he will be facing Rich Gedman. Rich Gedman to lead things off here in the... I'm sorry, not Rich Gedman. they just hit. Johnny Damon, leadoff batter, will be hitting. I got Red Sox confusing here. Red Sox on the brain. 311. 311 for Johnny Damon. 311's a home run chance. 1 to 18. No ballpark. It's just a 1 to 18 chance. So it looks like Johnny Damon may be going yard here. No, he doesn't. It's a 20. So how about that? Jim Rice says, no way. We're bringing it back in. Just a long fly to left. So 1 away. That'll bring up Orlando Cabrera. That's a 210. 210 for Cabrera is a line out to second for out number 2. As you can probably hear the lawnmower going in the background. The groundskeepers here at the office complex. Here's Manny Ramirez. 1-6 for Ramirez is a walk. So 1-6 is a 2-out walk. And that brings up the dangerous Ortiz. Now he's facing a righty, so even more dangerous. It's a 2-8. And that was prophetic because he just found a big hit. 1 to 16 is a double. 17 to 20 is a single with 2 stars. So the run won't score, but it would put the 04 Red Sox in business. A 20 is a single with 2 stars. So Manny will go to third. Runners are at the corners. 2 outs for Kevin Millar. Yes, he has a chance to grab an RBI here. 3-6, 3-6, he will walk. So that's a walk. And now Crawford's about ready to get to his point of weakness if he's not careful. And Jason Varitek, the batter. Varitek, in fact, they're going to go to the bullpen. They want to make Varitek turn around and bat right-handed. So they're going to bring in the lefty Joe Sambito. Joe Sambito is in to turn the switch-hitting Varitek around and make him bat right-handed. So Sambito is in to face Varitek with bases loaded and 2 outs. It's a 5-7. 5-7 for Sambito against a righty is a ground ball second base X. That's Marty Barrett. So can Barrett get to it? Barrett is a 2. That's a 19, so he got to it, and the inning is over. So Sambito gets the 86 Red Sox out of a jam, keeps the score right where it is, and after 6 complete, it is the 04 Red Sox 7 and the 86 Red Sox 6. And now that Mendoza is done with his middle relief, they'll go to another relief pitcher out of the bullpen, and it will be, let's see, the Red Sox have Gedman coming up, a lefty. So they could go to a lefty specialist. No, they don't really want to use him. They're going to go to Alan Embry. They will go to a lefty, Alan Embry. So Alan Embry will be the new pitcher for the 04 Red Sox. And he'll be facing Rich Gedman, lefty on lefty matchup. That is a 3-6 for Gedman against the lefty. Is a ground ball to first, so handled over there by Millar. 1 away. Dwight Evans steps to the plate. Evans a 2-9. 2-9 for Evans is a ground ball to Miller at third for out number 2. And the 04 Red Sox much maligned bullpen is coming through in flying colors today after Pedro got rocked. Here's Henderson, 5-8. 5-8 for Henderson's a fly ball to center, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Embry. He did his job. He's only a 1-inning relief pitcher, so he's coming out for the next inning, but he did his job. And you wonder about Sambito. He may be coming out as well, because we do have, well, no, he only faced 1 batter. All he did was he only faced Varitek, so they're going to let him keep going, even though he's got some right-handers to deal with. They're going to leave him in there to face Gabe Kapler. Oops, 2-5. 2-5 for Kapler against a lefty is a single. So Gabe Kapler, leadoff single. But now there's 2 switch hitters in a row, so it really doesn't matter if the pitcher is righty or lefty. Here's Bill Miller. It's a 5-7 against a righty. That's a ground ball second base X, and that again is Barrett. And Barrett is a 2. That's a 13, so that's going to most likely be an error check. No, it's not. second baseman does allow a 13. So he's a 13 and he's a 2, which is a ground ball B. So that's a force play, 4-6. 4-6 force play. Some noises down the street there. I don't know what that was all about, but anyway, that's what you get when you play outside. 4-6 force play. One away. Miller now the new runner at first. And Mark Bellhorn, the switch hitter. Mark Bellhorn's a 5-7. Mark Bellhorn, 5-7, is another ground ball second base X. So they're giving Marty Barrett a workout over there. Again, he's a 2, and that's a 3. So I think he still makes the play. Yes, he does. A 2 second baseman and a 3 is a ground ball A. So that will actually be a double play, 4-6-3. To end the seventh inning. So we go to the 8th. Still 7-6. And we need a new pitcher for the 04 Red Sox. I'm going to say Folke for the 9th, but they need somebody to get him there. And they're going to turn to Mike Timlin. So Mike Timlin is going to be the relief pitcher for the 04 Red Sox in hopes of getting them to Folke for the 9th. Status quo at 7-6 since the 5th inning. So the last 2 innings have been shutouts. Spike Owen will be the first batter to face Mike Timlin. That's a 3-4. 3-4 against a righty. And look at this. Spike Owen's going to get a hit. 1's a triple. 2-20 is a double. So the 86 Red Sox looking to come back with a vengeance with a leadoff double from Spike Owen. And now you have Wade Boggs stepping to the plate. So Wade Boggs. Whoops. Let's put everything in the bin here. Wade Boggs, a 3-7. 3 and a 7 for Boggs is a walk. So that puts runners at first and second with nobody out for Marty Barrett. And Barrett's an A bunter, so they're going to have him bunt. He'll become a B bunter. See if he can get those runners in a scoring position. And that's a 4, so that might even be a hit. We'll see. A B bunter, no, B bunter and a 4 is batter thrown out by pitcher. So it would have had to been a 3 or a 2 to be a hit. But he gets the job done. Sacrifice back to the pitcher. We'll call it 1-4. And that puts runners at second and third with only 1 out. And Bill Buckner, the batter. Infield is playing at regular depth. It's a 2-8. 2-8 for Buckner. 2-8 is going to be a single to center. Doesn't matter what their depth was. It's a single to center. That will score Owens to tie the ball game. Now the question is, do they send Boggs? Boggs is not being held because he's a trail runner. He runs at a 12. Damon is a 2. That would make him a 14. 1-14 would score him. But with Rice coming up, they're going to hold him there. So not going to tempt fate here. They're going to keep runners at the corners, keep the pressure on. And Jim Rice, the batter. Tie game 7-7. 3-7. 3-7 for Rice. It's a strikeout, so that might come back to bite him because now it's going to take a base hit by Don Baylor to get it done. So Don Baylor, runners at the corners, 2 outs, tie game. It's a 5-10. 5-10's a ground ball shortstop X. That's Orlando Cabrera, but unfortunately, he is a, oh no, he's a 2 rated. I thought he was a 4 rated. He's a 2 rated shortstop, so that should be okay. That's a 6. That's a good play. And the inning is over. But the 86 Red Sox pick up a run. And we go to the bottom of the 8th. We are tied at 7 apiece. Sambito is now done. And let's see who they turn. They're going to turn to Bob Stanley. I think. You know what? I don't have a Bob Stanley card, so I can't turn to Bob Stanley. I wish I could, but I can't. Since they don't have a card for him. They do have Sammy Stewart in their bullpen. And they do have Tim Lawler in the bullpen, but they're going to go with Sammy Stewart. Still have Schiraldi as well, but they're going to go with Sammy Stewart for now, here in the 8th. So Sammy Stewart is going to lead the 86 Red Sox here in this 8th inning, facing Johnny Damon to start the bottom of the 8th. I hope everybody's still with me. I haven't seen any comments lately, but hopefully everybody's still with me. Here's Johnny Damon. 3-4. 3-4 for Damon against Stewart, the righty. And look at this. Johnny Damon's going to probably hit his second home, or hit a home run here. 1-19 is a homer. 20 is a triple. He had a similar roll last time and ended up flying out, but I don't think it's going to happen this time. That's a 10, so it's a home run for Johnny Damon. Johnny Damon just greeted Sammy Stewart with a home run. Puts the 0-4 Red Sox in the lead by the score of 8-7. And now they've got Keith Folke warming up in that bullpen for the top of the ninth. Here's Orlando Cabrera. That's a 6-10. 6-10 is a ground ball third base X. That's Boggs. Boggs is a 2-rated third baseman. That's a 4, but I think on a 2-rated third baseman he'll still make the play. And he does. So Boggs makes the play. One away for Manny Ramirez. Manram, it's a 1-8. 1-8 for Manny Ramirez, and that's going to be a walk. So Manny Ramirez, 1-out walk, brings up Big Papi. Big Papi. That's a 2-6 for Papi, and that's going to be another walk. So back-to-back walks, and that's going to be all for Stewart. I don't think they can afford to go with him too much longer. He's out of there, and Calvin Schiraldi is in. So Calvin Schiraldi is in to try to keep this thing right where it is and give his team a chance in the ninth. So Schiraldi will be facing Kevin Millar. And that's a 3. And I've got a leaner, so I'm going to re-roll that. That is a 3-3. 3-3 for Millar is a single to right field. So Millar with a single. Millar with a single to right, and that's going to, let's see if Ramirez can score. Not against Stewie Evans' arm, he's not. So he will hold. Bases are loaded with 1 out for Jason Varitek, who can blow this game open. Varitek, a 2-7. 2-7 is a strikeout, so Schiraldi comes through with a strikeout. And now it's all down to this for the bottom of the 8th. Gabe Kapler trying to give his team an extra boost. They already lead by 1, but they want more. It's a 6-8. 6-8. Schiraldi says no way, it's a strikeout. So Schiraldi stems the tide. 2 strikeouts to end the inning, but the 0-4 Red Sox grab the lead, and they take a 8-7 lead into the bottom of the 9th. I forgot to do the 7th inning stretch this time, so still a little twisted up here, but we'll keep going. It's only a half inning left, I think, unless Folke blows it. So top of the 9th, Keith Folke is in, and he will have to face Gedman, Evans, and Henderson here in the top of the 9th. So Folke stepping up against Gedman, and that's a 6-5. 6-5 against the lefty Gedman is a strikeout. So 1 away, and the 0-4 Red Sox are 2 outs away from the final 4 as they look to take on the 69 Orioles. Here's Dwight Evans. 2-6. 2-6 against Folke is another strikeout. So Folke struck out both batters, and now it's up to Dave Henderson. Can Hendu do it? He hit a home run last time to send his team to the Elite 8. Can he do it here for the final 4? 112. 112, no. 112 is a foul out to the catcher, and that's going to be the end of the ball game as Varitek snares it, and the ball game is over. The 0-4 Red Sox have advanced by beating the 86 Red Sox. Final score of 8-7 in a Donnybrook. And now we can pencil in the 0-4 Red Sox, and the final 4 is now set. The final 4 is now set. It is the 0-4 Red Sox who will be taking on the 69 Orioles, and the 93 Phillies will be taking on the 2015 Mets. That is your final 4 all set up. I'm going to stand up because I'm stiff from sitting like this. I will give this is kind of what my setup looks like in the back of the RAV4, so you can see the kind of disorganization I was dealing with here. My back is certainly feeling it, but I did enjoy playing this, and first time trying to do something outside the box, if you want to think about it that way. But it was due to logistics. And it's my first doubleheader I've ever done where I've played 2 games consecutively on one video. So a lot of first here, but I got to clean my mess up and get ready to go to my doctor's appointment, which is coming up shortly. So hope everybody has a wonderful Wednesday, and I'm sure one of the Orioles will have something going on their channel here shortly. But from here, doubleheader is done. Red Sox of 04 defeat the Red Sox of 86, and the Orioles of 69 defeat the Orioles of 79. And from the great outdoors, I bid you farewell. Until next time, we will see you down the road. Oh, kitties.